Girls, please close your eyes. Close your eyes, everyone. Sit straight. Girls, listen, listen. Yeah. Raise your hands, both hands. Now, when I say one, clap once. When I say two, clap twice. Okay? Twice. One, three, four. One, two, three, four. Two, one, three. Okay. Hands down. Please remain silent till the judges arrive. Okay? Okay, let's do another activity. Girls, listen, we'll do another activity. When I say right, you'll turn your left towards the left. Okay, when I say left, you'll turn your neck towards the right. Okay, let's start. Okay, I'm saying that when I say right, you will turn your necks towards the left. And when I say left, you'll turn your neck towards the right. Got it? Okay, let's start. Right. Come on, be in sync. Do it fast. Left, right. Girls at the back. Left, right. I still see some students not following my instructions. Left, right, left. Yeah, right. Nice. Great job. Girls, stop talking. The guests are coming. Pin drop silence. Girls, stop talking. Okay, raise your hands. Raise your hands, everyone. You'll not put them down unless there is pin drop silence. I can still hear.
Check, 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 check.
Hands down.
Check, 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 check. Still fine, still. Check, 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 check. Check, check.
words, please welcome our guests with a big round of applause. Wait. Words can inspire, words can ignite. And today, to debate and poetry, we witness their true power unfold. Good morning, respected Principal, Sister Stella, Headmistress, Sister Arul, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my fellow Martyrians. I warmly welcome you all to witness and enjoy today's event, the Anuradha Bhardwaj Oratorical Contest 2025. The contest consists of two categories: debate for the senior category from classes 9 to 12 and humorous poetry for the junior category from classes 6 to 8. This contest commemorates Anuradha, the daughter of Mrs. Prafulata Bharadwaj and late Shri Hansraj Bharadwaj, former Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, and former Governor of Karnataka. The eldest child of her parents, she was very responsible and caring. During her school years in Matade, she was an intelligent and hard-working student. She used to participate in the school functions and extracurricular activities, particularly in cultural programs organized in the school. After passing out of school, she got admission in the Indraprastha College, Delhi, for a degree course in English Honours. It was 25th February, her birthday, when she was returning from a college after inviting her friends. Before the birthday party, she met with a fatal accident, and the cruel hands of fate snatched her from us. Although she is not here with us physically, she is always alive in our hearts and memories. We are blessed to have in our midst today Anuradha's mother, who is accompanied by Miss Pallavi Bharadwaj, granddaughter-in-law of late Shri Hansraj Bharadwaj and Mrs. Prafulata Bharadwaj. Pallavi ma'am, who has been a topper throughout, is an accomplished lawyer practicing both in the Supreme Court and High Court. We warmly welcome both of you. Our first judge for the morning is Mrs. Nidha Zaur, a dynamic leader whose multifaceted career spans education, project management, and social empowerment. As project manager at NM Exports in Tughlakabad, she expertly oversees social media strategy, printing workflows, and logistics coordination, bringing meticulous organization and creative impact to the company's operations. At EduDave's Knowledge Foundation in Gurgaon, MAM contributes part-time to an inspiring mission, skill-based development for educators aimed at elevating student learning outcomes. Nida Ma'am's roots are firmly planted in academia. Ma'am previously served as administrator at International Delhi Public School, Srinagar, guiding school operations with dedication and vision. She was lecturer cum coordinator at the Directorate of Distance Education, University of Kashmir, where she balanced academic coordination and teaching. Ma'am has also been an English teacher at Delhi Public School, Srinagar, teaching classes 9, 10, and 12 in phonetics, English literature, communication, and public speaking. She also leads senior level English club activities, demonstrating her strong communication skills and passion for student engagement. Beyond her professional life, she is a proud mother of two young daughters currently studying at Mater Dei, balancing her career and parenting with grace and energy. Nidha ma'am blends excellence in education with savvy project leadership and heartfelt involvement in community upliftment. Whether she's empowering educators, managing logistics, or guiding young learners, she makes a meaningful impact at every step. We warmly welcome you, ma'am. Our second judge for the morning is Miss Isha Manvi, our very own ex-student, batch of 2020. Ma'am is a master's degree holder in English with prior experience in research work, SEO, optimized content writing, and editing. Adept at leveraging digital platforms and technologies to enhance market reach and reader engagement, she holds a Master of Arts in English and a postgraduate diploma in labor laws from Jamia Millia Islamia, where she was an active part of the Expression Theatre Society and English Literary Association. At present, Ma'am is a freelance web content writer for Wittypen, developing informative articles and also guides in diverse industries. She is also engaged in writing SEO-driven website content and blog posts that boost search engine rankings. Ma'am has also served as a legal research intern at the Writ Review, where she carried out in-depth study on recent and planned modifications to laws and the legislative body and assisted in writing and editing articles for the website, ensuring the content is reader-friendly and accessible to all. Ma'am has also the distinction of working as a social media intern for Pledge a Smile Foundation, where she volunteered in fundraising, social media marketing, and developing content strategies for the NGO, designed posters, as well as wrote and edited blog posts for the social media accounts across various platforms. We warmly welcome you, ma'am. Now, I request our principal, Sister Stella, our headmistress, Sister Arul, Anuradha's mother, Mrs. Prafulata Bharadwaj, Pallavi ma'am, and our judges for the day to pay tribute to Anuradha with flowers. We will now be starting with the seniors debate competition on the topic social media companies must be held responsible for the content posted on their platform. It is certainly an intriguing topic, and each house will be going both for the motion and against it. Now, I would like to brief you all on today's debate as well as the rules for the debate competition. There are 2 speakers per house. The duration of the speech is 3 minutes. At the end of 2.5 minutes, a warning bell will be rung. The final bell will ring after another half minute. On completion of 3 consecutive years of participation, a student will participate only after a gap of 1 year. Only one, either the house captain or the vice captain of the same house, can participate in the competition. The decision of the judges will be final and binding. We will now start with the debate. I request the house captains to introduce their participants. Coming up on stage is the Gandhi House Captain.
Ingrained in every second of our life, social media is very dear to us. But should social media companies be blamed for the content posted on their platforms? Let us find out together. Now presenting Nihalika Anand from Standard 11, presenting Gandhi House to speak for the motion. Please welcome her.
Hello. Hello. Social media. Social media is no news. It is the news. Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished judges, esteemed guests, teachers, and my dear friends. With over 5 billion users, social media is now the main hub for sharing news, ideas, opinions, and more. From showing off your dancing skills on Shaky to shaping public opinion. Yes, Elon Musk, I'm talking about you. It has the power. But with great power comes great responsibility. One that no company is willing to take. Let's talk facts. During the ongoing genocide in Gaza, Instagram and Twitter, now X, deleted videos of Palestinian journalists, all while petty reels mocking Gazan civilians trended online. But who decides what will trend? The algorithm. And who owns the algorithm? The companies. During the Pahalgam terror attack, misinformation about INS Vikrant bombing Pakistan spread like wildfire. Action taken? None. Result? Newsrooms in havoc, communal threads, and me falling for it. Hate speech against the Rohingyas on Facebook was linked to their genocide in Myanmar, studies conclude. The platform even admitted that they didn't do enough to tackle the issue. But why would they? Controversy keeps people hooked, and every click is another dollar earned. It doesn't end there. Teens on TikTok lingering on body image for a few seconds were then shown content related to self-harm and eating disorders. It doesn't pause and ask if you're vulnerable. Why would it? Our attention is their currency. Leaked internal research shows that FB knows it breeds hate and violence, but actively chooses not to do anything about it because they cracked the code. Engagement is equal to ads, and ads are equal to revenue. So let's face it, these companies aren't helpless, they only help less. Your algorithm knows everything about you, from what makes you happy to your biggest insecurity, and uses your feed to quite literally feed you. Sounds ridiculous? Take Labubu. A month and a half ago, nobody knew about this now evil toy that's out of shelves just as quickly as it hits them. But the craze wasn't about a doll, it was about tactics and how companies create demand out of thin air, marketing it back to us as an identity. Because in the social media lexicon, P has always stood for profit, never for people. But we can't control what people post, or that's a hammer to the freedom of speech. I ask today, where is this lack of control when there is a copyright infringement or a political expose? Freedom of speech, my friends, does not mean freedom from consequences. You can't write an entire book, publish it, and then claim to not knowing a single page. We ask not for censorship, but for accountability. Because in a platform where a civilian's plea for water is unfit for the public eye, but a meme promoting war is monetized, that's when you know there isn't a bug in the system. This is the system. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nihalika. Now I welcome Meherpreet Kaur Sethi to speak against the motion. Please welcome her.
Imagine a world where every word you type online is filtered, monitored, and judged, not by governments, not by societies, but by corporations. Is that the future we want? Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I rise today to argue against the motion. Why? Because responsibility without limits becomes censorship. And censorship in the hands of profit driven tech companies is dangerous. Let's be clear. Social media is a tool, not a tyrant. If someone paints graffiti on a wall, do we arrest the builder of that wall? No, right? Blaming the platform is like blaming the pavement for someone's graffiti. Accountability lies with the one holding the can. Likewise, users, not platforms, are the authors of their words and actions. Now, some may argue, but misinformation spreads. True. And so do rumors in classrooms, lies on televisions, and propaganda in newspapers. Yet, we don't call for shutting down speech. We call for awareness, education, and personal accountability. In India, a user posting false claims on Instagram was held accountable, not the app. Facebook's AI once flagged breast cancer posts as explicit, showing moderation at a scale is flawed. Censorship laws in Turkey and Russia forced the platforms to silence dissent, proof of corporate control going wrong. Now, besides, holding the platforms liable leads to a slippery slope. It empowers private companies to decide what's acceptable speech. That's not protection, that's policing. And ask yourself this, whose voices get silenced when corporations become the arbiters of truth? And let's not forget the scale. Billions of posts go live each day. Expecting perfect policing of this digital jungle is not just unrealistic, it's impossible. In conclusion, if we value open dialogue, diversity of opinions, and the fundamental right to express ourselves, then we must draw the line here. Yes, platforms should assist in moderation. Yes, we need better tools to report abuse. But making them solely responsible is like blaming the microphone for the speech it amplifies. Speech belongs to people. Accountability belongs to people. Let's not hand over our freedom of expression to the hands of algorithms and CEOs. Thank you.
Thank you, Gandhi House. That was indeed enthralling. Next up on stage is the Tagore House captain.
A very pleasant morning to our respected judges, Principal Sister Stella, Headmistress Sister Arul, distinguished guests, teachers, and my dear Martyrians. Representing Tagore House, I invite Shreya Sumesh from class 12B to the stage to share her views against the motion social media companies must be held responsible for the content posted on their platform. I invite Hebel Anna Santosh from class 11th A to the stage as she takes a firm stand for the motion.
Let's stop calling them platforms. They are systems. Systems built to influence, to amplify, and yes, to profit. And when these systems end up spreading harm, accountability isn't a debate, it's a duty. Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I stand in firm support of the motion. Social media companies must be held responsible for the content being posted on their platforms. Now, the opposition might argue that social media is just the tool. Why not blame the users? But that ignores the critical truth. Social media companies don't just host content. They design the ecosystem that controls everything. They decide what gets hidden, what trends, and what keeps you hooked. According to the Wall Street Journal, Facebook's own internal research proved that it was found to amplify polarizing and dividing content, not by accident, but because it boosts engagement. These are not passive platforms. These are engineered systems that are built to manipulate attention, behavior, and emotion. Now let's look at the second most common excuse. But with billions of users, how are companies supposed to monitor everyone? But let's look at what they're already capable of. Meta removed over 400 million fake accounts in just a few months. YouTube deleted 8.7 million videos in the first quarter of 2023, 75% before a single human reported them. They act fast on copyright violation because that affects their revenue.
But when it's about hate speech or violence, they drag their feet. Because for them, it's money over morality. It's not about capacity, it's about priority. Now let's look beyond the screen. Rohit Vemula, a Dalit PhD scholar, faced relentless caste-based abuse online. No action was taken. He died due to suicide. The US Capitol Hill insurrection was openly planned on Twitter threads and Facebook groups. No prevention. Democracy was attacked. In both these cases, they were warned. And in both these cases, they chose silence over safety. Now, for the final card. But holding us accountable will hurt free speech. Let me be clear. Freedom of speech is not permission to incite violence. It's not freedom of speech to spread misinformation that leads to vaccine hesitancy and millions of deaths. So I ask each and every one of you, when hate multiplies, when lies are trending and lives are lost, do we still call these companies silent observers, or do we finally name them for what they are? Architects of amplification and profiters of chaos. Silence is not neutrality. Inaction is not innocence. And when you build the engine that fuels the fire, you don't get to say you didn't strike the match. Hold them accountable, because lives, not likes, are at stake. Thank you.
I now invite Shreya Sumesh from class 12B to the stage to share her views against the motion.
Bold, just open up Insta and, oh no, error. Your account has been disabled for violating our terms. Reason? A photo of a cute 1-year-old you in a bathtub. Greetings of the day to the esteemed jury members, respected principal, Sister Stella, distinguished guests, teachers, and my fellow social media enthusiasts. I, Shreya Sumesh, am here to present my humble views against the topic. Social media companies must be held responsible for the content posted on their platforms. There are 7.2 billion smartphone owners in the world. Even if 1% of these people post in social media in one day, that amounts to a whopping 72 million posts. It's simply impossible for any company to review all of it. My worthy opponents will convince you that we have superb tech for filtering. But ask them what kind of tech, and they'll falter. DNS tampering, IP blocking, keyword filtering, all controlled by a small group of people who can easily impose their views onto the global network. And the irony, there are anti-censorship softwares to bypass this authoritarianism. So what's the point of saying we have tech? And what about the evil of censorship? We have a holier than thou approach to Chinese censorship. Then, aren't we being blatant hypocrites by asking social media companies to do the same? Tell me, who defines offensive? By what standards? Some art is meant to be offensive and get you to question your perspective. So, sometimes offensive is good. Like when we got to know about the violence in Iran or the bloodshed in Gaza through offensive pictures and posts. It's also important to know that social media is a tool. Meta, Twitter, YouTube, they don't create the content. You do. I do. If we hold the platforms responsible, they'll start taking down anything that might cause trouble. We have to decide. Do we need a free internet or a silent one? Also, the cost of checking every post would be so huge that only the biggest companies could survive, degrading the economy and stifling new ventures. Concluding with Obama's words, the strongest weapon against hateful speech is not repression, it's more speech. Let's educate users and find smarter ways to deal with bad content. without crushing the platforms. Thank you.
Thank you, Tagore House. That was certainly a remarkable debate. Coming up next on stage is the Nehru House captain.
Rooted in Excelsior, we speak to sow. I am Donna Jason, the captain of Nehru House, and our first participant is going to speak for the motion. Agrima Verma of 12th B. Let's welcome her with a huge round of applause.
Just as a newspaper once shaped public opinion through verified news, social media now determines how we consume and share information across the world. Good morning, respected sisters, esteemed judges, distinguished guests, teachers, and my dear friends. I strongly support the motion. Social media companies must be held accountable for the content posted on their platforms. We all know that social media is one of the most powerful forces in our world today. But with great power, my friends, comes great responsibility. So, can we allow platforms with millions, even billions of users to account without any accountability for what gets posted? Absolutely not. Social media is no longer a place for selfies, trending memes, or viral cat videos. It has transformed into a battlefield where ideas clash and dangerous disinformation thrives. It can influence elections and spread misinformation like wildfire. And sadly, this isn't our only theory, it's a lived reality. After the devastating Ahmedabad crash on June 12, social media was flooded with fake images and baseless rumors, deepening panic and grief. Similarly, on January 2021, social media played a crucial role in fueling the attack on US Capitol. Conspiracy theories, false fraud claims spread on the platforms. As a result, lives lost, democracy shaken, and world seeing the power of unmoderated speech. Now, my worthy opponents may argue that moderation is difficult and algorithms cannot catch everything. Yes, moderation is difficult and imperfect, but doing something is better than doing nothing at all. Investing in AI moderation, fact checkers, these are not optional luxuries, they are basic necessities. My worthy opponent may also claim that users are to be blamed. Well, I understand this perspective, but allow me to pose a question. If a car has faulty brakes and causes accidents, do we blame only the driver or the manufacturer too? Exactly. So, let us be clear. Rather than defending billion-dollar tech corporations that profit from chaos, let us demand accountability. Protect the truth, protect the people, protect the digital future. Thank you.
Our second participant for speaking against the motion is Aradhya Chauhan of 10th B.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I stand here against the belief that social media companies must be held responsible for content posted on their platforms. Think about this. When the Pahalgam attack shocked the country, did we blame the roads that led the attackers? Did we hold telecom companies responsible because phones were used to plan it? Of course not. We blamed the terrorists, the people behind the act. Let's be honest, social media is a platform, not a babysitter. Did you know that India has more social media users than the entire population of the US? So, unless we expect content moderators to be superheroes in lab coats, this logic doesn't fly. What do we want? Mark Zuckerberg as a moral science teacher? Or robots reading our DMs even before we post? And if that happens, let's stop pretending we care about privacy or freedom of speech. When Elon Musk took over Twitter and started moderating content based on bias, people didn't celebrate. They panicked. If we let platforms decide what's acceptable and what's not, how long before they start deciding what we're allowed to think? While the opposition blames platforms, they conveniently ignore the fact that these same platforms exposed the NEET paper leak, connected long lost relations, reignited the nation for Nirbhaya's justice, and literally saved lives during COVID. We've seen Ranu Mandal sing her way to stardom, Baba Ka Dhaba go from survival to spotlight, and Kacha Badam turn from a roadside song to a trendy anthem. Then why are we pretending that the platform is the problem when it's just the place where the problems get seen? Yes, teens suffer, violence spreads, but the platform is in the root. Parenting, awareness, and education are. Blaming social media for society's flaws is like blaming a mirror for your acne. So, here's my final question. Do you want social media platforms to be free spaces for ideas or filtered factories of acceptable speech approved by someone else? Because if we let platforms decide what's acceptable today, the next voice they silence might just be yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Nehru House. A wonderful performance indeed. Next up on stage is the Ashoka House Vice Captain.
Social media connects us all, but does it also divide and distort? Let's hear what our debaters have to say as they tackle the truth behind the screens. Now, with the Ashokan spirit in my heart, I would now like to call upon the sage Mahin Amin of Class 10C to speak in favor of the motion. Thank you.
Good morning, respected sister, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. One post, one click, a lie spreads, a life ends. And that, my friend, is the terrifying power of social media. And that's why I stand firmly in favor of the motion that social media companies must be held responsible for the content posted on their platform. We are no longer in a democracy of dialogue. We are trapped in a oligarchy where a bunch of tech giants control what billions see, what billions share, and what billions believe. Now, let me ask you this. When we go to a cinema hall, our bags are checked, snacks are taken, all in the name of safety. But on social media, which reaches billions, hate, violence, lie, walks right in, unchecked. Social media platforms are not innocent bystanders. They design the algorithm. They promote what's trending, even if it's fake, harmful, or hateful. Let's get real. Social media has become the new court of public opinion, the classroom for billions, and sometimes, sadly, even a weapon. Whether it's cyberbullying, fake news, hate speech, or dangerous challenges, people are being affected. Some emotionally, some mentally, and some even physically. And yet the companies sit back and say, we didn't post it, but you allowed it, you promoted it, you benefited from it. Isn't it strange that if I post one copyrighted song, they can instantly mute it? But if someone posts a hate speech or a conspiracy theory, somehow it takes weeks to remove. In 2023, a teenage girl was brutally murdered in Delhi. It was caught on the CCTV. The video went viral on Instagram and YouTube. Millions watched it. Children saw it. And the companies did nothing for us. They let trauma trend. And to those who say free speech will be in danger, no. We are not asking platform to become dictators. We are just asking them to become responsible digital stewards. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 21st century, we must hold these companies accountable. Not tomorrow, but today. Thank you.
Next up, I would like to call upon the sage Adya Adav Sharma of 11B to speak against the motion.
Good afternoon, esteemed panel, honorable contenders, sisters, teachers, and my dear friends. In the 1930s, Adolf Hitler brainwashed an entire nation. He quoted, "If you tell a lie big enough and tell it frequently enough, it will be believed." Today, however, we want to hold the platform accountable for the atrocities he caused. Because we didn't blame the microphone, the stage, or the broadcast tower. We know, ultimately, it was the man, the speaker, the human being who spread hate. We want to shift the responsibility to the platforms. No, I, Adya Yadav Sharma, stand firmly against this inherently flawed logic. We saw what happened when propaganda was once left unchecked. Are we really willing to make that same mistake again? My fellow debaters might argue that social media gives that lie a platform. It gives reach. Yes, it gives everyone reach. That's the point of internet. Reach is neutral. Your truth can travel just as fast as your lies. Movements such as the hashtag #MeToo gained momentum through social media after mainstream media ignored them. Reach is not the crime, abuse of the reach is. And that abuse is the user's intent. You say platforms should be responsible for the supposed hate speeches or death threats? No. So now Mark Zuckerberg gets to decide what counts as hate speech. Who decides what's offensive, what's fake, what's dangerous? Algorithms, CEOs, politicians. That is how censorship is born. This is how voices are silenced. The intent lies within the user, always has, always will. We cannot say that the platforms are responsible for shaping public opinion that triggers actions. Because the public opinion may be chaotic, ugly, or even dangerous. But it is the public's opinion, not platform opinion. George Orwell warned us, if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. To conclude, I'd like to quote Tim Berners-Lee. He said that the web is for everyone, and collectively, we hold the power to change it. We must hold individuals accountable for their actions and not the platforms they use to express them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashoka House. Your debate was assuredly marvelous. That was indeed a splendid round of debating, and I'm sure it has certainly provoked the audience to ponder more on the topic. We will now be commencing with the juniors' humorous poetry competition. The topic of today's humorous poetry competition is Mirrors Don't Lie. Well, don't you think it is funny how mirrors don't lie? Or do they love to spill the tea? Before we begin with the recitation, I would like to mandate the rules for the poetry competition. There are 2 speakers per house. The duration of the poem is 2 minutes. At the end of 1.5 minutes, a warning bell will be rung. The final bell will ring at the end of 2 minutes. The decision of the judges will be final and binding. I now request the house captains to introduce their participants for the poem recitation. Coming up on stage is the Gandhi House captain.
We all love admiring ourselves in the mirror. But imagine your mirrors started to reflect more than your face, telling you a bitter truth with a hilarious laugh and not just a sugar-coated flattery. Here are our talented poets from Gandhi House. First, we have Mariam Ali from Standard 7 on the topic Mirrors Don't Lie. Please welcome her.
Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I winked at my reflection. It theatrically rolled its eyes. I said, "Hey, handsome, you're looking good there." It muttered, "Nice try." I posed like a model, gave smolder and sass. It showed me a shampoo ad featuring my dandruff bypass. I flexed my biceps, striking a bold pose. It zoomed in dramatically, straight to the zit on my nose. I scoffed, "Ugh, okay, rude, but at least I'm well dressed." It snickered, "For a late night breakdown binge. Sure, you're the best." I screamed, "You're cruel. I'm a whole snack, not a joke." It sighed, "A snack that cried when their eyeliner broke." I attempted a smolder when I was feeling myself, my lips slightly parted. It paused, then asked, "Knock, knock. Are you lightheaded or just flat out departed?" I said, "Mirror, mirror, who's gorgeous and divine?" It threw out a bark of laughter, so hard it fractured. Girl, not even line by line. I threw a kiss at it and I boasted, "You're lucky to see this face." It retaliated, "I'm glass, not blind. Let's both try to say no, please." I struck one last pose full of fury and grace, then sauntered away, declaring, "Mirrors, they don't lie. They just put you in your place." Thank you.
Thank you, Mariam. Now I welcome Sonakshi from Standard 6 to speak on the topic Mirrors Don't Lie. Please welcome her.
Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I stood before the mirror bright, hoping I'd glow like stars at night. I puffed my cheeks and gave a grin, and thought this time I'm sure to win. I brushed my hair, it flew around, then stuck up high like a donut crown. I tied 2 braids, they looked so neat, until I saw socks on my feet, one pink, one green. Oh, what a sight! The mirror whispered, "Not quite right."
I wore my frock with frills and flair, did a royal walk with princess air. But then I slipped. Oops! Down I flew. The mirror said, "Was that ballet too?" I pose like stars I always see. Hands on waist, just look at me. But the mirror blinked and showed my nose still had jam from yesterday's toast. I crossed my eyes and stuck out my tongue. The mirror copied. Wow, that was fun. It doesn't flatter, fake, or hide. It shows the truth and a lot of pride. I tried to wink then strike a pose, but ended up just squinting my nose. The mirror snorted, "Nice try, star, but maybe save that one for far." I tried a dance with a fancy spin, but knocked my books right in the bin. The mirror giggled, graceful, sure, but maybe next time, close the door. So now I laugh and say each day, "Show me, I'm fun this way." No need to pout, pretend or cry, 'cause guess what, friends? Mirrors don't lie. Thank you.
Thank you, Gandhi House. That was truly captivating. Next up on stage is the Tagore House captain.
Representing Tagore House, I call upon the stage Esther Jonathan Seth from class 7th A to recite her humorous poem on the topic Mirrors Don't Lie. In her poem, what starts with a mirror turns into a lesson, one that's odd, a little unexpected, but surprisingly real.
Good morning, respected sister, distinguished guest, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. One day, Tony, a monkey eating sprouts, wore some funny clothes and sang out loud. "I look like Harry Potter," he said, gentle and refined. Ha ha, actually he had a banana peel stuck to his behind. He wore a red pajama and a black t-shirt. He looked and said this in the mirror. "Hello, little gentleman, you look so dashing." But the mirror started laughing and said, "You need some brushing." Unaware of the banana peel, Tony started crying and told the mirror with his ears, "That comment I'm not buying." He went to see his reflection in the river, which showed him as just as the mirror. Now Tony Monkey was in a big tension. Even the herd of elephants passing by laughed at his behind. "Why the laughter?" Tony asked with a sigh. They pointed at the banana peel, their hearts so kind. And Tony now understood that mirrors never lie, even if they have to crack and die. As a little Esther, I wondered with glee, am I a giant or just a tiny me? I looked in the mirror and saw my face so bright and went, "Whoa, that's me, I'm a sight." I have never met anybody like the mirror. For me, it was a surprising good trigger. Mirror, I love you. And you don't lie? Yes, it's very, very true. Thank you.
Next up, we have Yashvi Chaudhary from class 7C. Her mirror doesn't just reflect, it exposes secrets, relatives, and an unexpected animal kingdom.
Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. There's a mirror in my little room. It sits in silence full of gloom. One day I stared just for a peek, and what I saw, well, let's say unique. I laughed, then made a plan to host a party. Yes, I can. I called my folks from far and wide with snacks and chairs and drinks supplied. But secretly, I had one goal to see what lived in every soul. First came me, I stood up proud in front of the mirror, and lo, in the mirror, a monkey jumped out loud. It scratched his hair and showed its teeth, then flung a banana underneath. My parents came with a gentle grace and a peafowl dance in a feathered lace. They sparkled bright in a regal style. I clapped and cried, they're so bright. Then came all my uncles and aunts too. For the mirror glowing fame, each one appeared a snake by name. They slithered and stared. I always knew that they gossiped and shared their forked up tongues and venom eyes. I nodded slow, no more surprise. Then my neighbors came with cake and cheer, but something wild was lurking near. A jungle road within the glass. I saw a lion, deer, and an ass. And every time I pass that mirror, I feel a little nearer to knowing folks, both fake and true. And yes, I always watch a zoo. Thank you.
Thank you, Tagore House. A beautiful performance indeed. Coming up next on stage is the Nehru House Vice Captain.
We rise in rhyme, we lead with grace. Excelsior's voice takes its place. I am Parthvi Gupta, the Vice Captain of Nehru House, and our first participant is Amna Ikra Rashid of 8th C. Let's welcome her with a huge round of applause.
Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished judges, esteemed guests, and my dear friends. I stood by the mirror, cool and bold, expecting to see a hero of gold. But who was that with crusty eyes, a sleepy potato in disguise? Hey, mirror, that's not me. I'm sharp, I'm strong, I'm fancy and free. It's not it. Sure, with drool on your chin and yesterday's noodles stuck to your skin. I puffed my chest like a superman. It showed me slipping on a banana flan. I rode, respect, I am royalty, dude. The mirror said, then fix your pants. They are glued. I tried to smile like a movie star. It showed spinach in my teeth and a candy bar. I tried a dance, my new TikTok move. The mirror said you have got no groove. It doesn't lie, but it sometimes stings. Shows me funny, ridiculous things, like how I dance when I think no one sees, or how my socks never quite match my knees. By the way, I told the mirror, but just lie a bit. The mirror said, I can't. You look like a zit, a sweaty penguin, a lost raccoon who hasn't showered since last June. I yelled, you are rude, you are mean, and you're gross. The mirror said, I just show what matters the most. You are weird, you're wild, you make folks great. You may be a mess, but you're great within.
Now I call upon our second participant, Zainab of 8B.
Good morning, respected sister, distinguished guest, esteemed judges, teachers, and all my dear friends.
This morning I stood by the sink with a frown. My hair was all confused, some up, some sideways, and some down. I blinked at the mirror, giving it a stare. It blinked right back, saying, "What's up with your hair?" Mirror, mirror, I gently say, "Could you help my arms not look this way?" Mirror, mirror, I gently say, "Could you help my arms not look this way?" I winked it, all cool and sly. It stared me down, saying, "Please don't even try." I tried to smile, it gave me a smirk. That mirror, I swear it knows how to work. Once I wore sunglasses just for flair, it laughed out loud. I swear, you are indoor and it's 7:30. Stop pretending like you are in Mission Impossible 11. But when no one's around and the room is still without a sound, it shows me migraine, all teeth and white, and I think, that's actually a nice child. It showed me the face I made when I won. That day I came first. That smile, it weighed more than a ton. It got me dwelling just for fun, and that time I saluted the moon, not the sun. So dear old mirror on the wall, maybe don't laugh when I trip and fall. You tell the truth, I can't deny, but maybe next time just wink and lie. Thank you.
Thank you, Nehru House. Such graceful expression and feeling. Next up on the stage is the Ashoka House Captain.
Mirrors don't lie, but they sure do laugh today. Let's welcome our poets as they reflect life's funniest truths. Now, I would like to invite Ariana Gupta of class 6A to recite her humorous poem.
Good morning, respected sisters, distinguished guests, honorable judges, and my dear friends. I stood before my bathroom glass, expecting charms, but nope, alas. The mirror said, in a silent sneer, "Nice try, my friend, but not this year." The mirror said, "You're looking rough." I said, "Be nice." It said, "That is tough." I smiled real wide. It looked away. "Let's not," it said. "Try again someday." I struck a pose, all fierce and fly. It cracked a bit. I don't know why. My hair stood up like Wi-Fi waves. It whispered, "Girl, no stylist saves." I winked, it winced. I frowned, it laughed. "Girl, who dressed you like gremlins? On a raft?" It's on a show, but has no chill. A roasting machine with a glassy skin. So no, it doesn't lie. It's true, but should it roast me like a stew? Thank you.
Thank you, Ariana. Next up, we have Alishba Amir Khan of class 7B.
Good afternoon, respected sisters, honorable teachers, and good afternoon, respected sisters, distinguished judges, teachers, and good afternoon, respected teachers. Good afternoon, respected sisters, my honorable teachers.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, why must you tell the truth at all? You show my bedhead wild and high. A bird might think it's home to fly. You point out crumbs from last night's cake and that weird pimple. Oh, for goodness sake, my sleepy eyes, my mismatched socks, and toothpaste stains. Oops, forgot to wash. I tilt my chin, strike a superhero pose. You show my nose. Wait, since when did that grow? I puff my chest, behold I'm strong. But you just yawn and say, nice try kid, now move along. So here's the truth, straight from the glass. You're you, a glorious messy mass. But hey, that smirk, that twinkly eye, that's magic and mirrors don't lie. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashoka House. Your recitation was lyrical and heartfelt. A very thoughtful and creative expression on the topic by all the participants indeed. It's now time to hear from the judges their thoughts and viewpoints. I now invite Mrs. Nida Zahur upon the stage to address the audience.
Working? Hello? Yes. Very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Sister Stella, for giving me this opportunity to be a... Can you all hear me? Thank you so much, Sister, for giving me the opportunity to be part of this wonderful, beautiful event. And I'm grateful to Sister Stella again for telling me about the beautiful Anuradha Bhardwaj, her story about her family. I'm sorry I got a bit emotional when Sister briefed me about the legacy that her family has continued and the contribution of the school staff in celebrating and remembering the beautiful Mrs. Bhardwaj. Big hands for the family of Anuradha Bhardwaj. Ma'am, when you entered the school premises and you were walking the staircase, I don't know, probably you were just radiating energy, strength, zeal, enthusiasm. It was very, very infectious. It was highly infectious. Huge round of applause for ma'am and her presence. And when you asked how you feel about me, I feel that you are very beautiful. Your outfit is beautiful. Your aura is wonderful. I'm sure all of you agree to that. And Pallavi ji, thank you so much for gracing this occasion, and it's a pleasure to meet you. Sister Arul, ever grateful to you and thankful to you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful event. Girls, your confidence, your aura, your zeal, your enthusiasm to participate in the competition Some of you were nervous here for a bit, but then they wonderfully managed, and that is what is important for us. Sustenance and survival of the fittest, right? Even if you feel that you fumble and something is upsetting you, please, you should encourage each other today, tomorrow, and forever. I think that is what will keep you going. I really don't want to comment much on social media, but all of you are active users, right? Right or wrong? Please raise your hands if any of you is not using social media. Not using social media. Okay. I expect the sincere answer from all of you. Is it? Right? Okay, we have handful of children. I believe they are sincere. They are sincere enough to admit the fact that they are not social media users. But the majority is also honest, right? Girls, when you think of social media, I don't know what comes in your mind. But when I think of social media, it reminds me of fire. It reminds me of fire. All of you know about the creation, invention, or discovery of fire, right? So why was fire created, invented, discovered? Can anybody answer that? Sorry? Sorry? Heat and survival. Right, very good. Your name? Nihalika. Nihalika has rightly said that fire was created, invented, or discovered for heat and sustenance. All of you agree? Yes, yes? Yes, girls? Warmth, protection. Fire was created for warmth, protection, sustenance, cooking food, and various other things, right? But what is antithetical to warmth and protection? What is antithetical to warmth and protection? If fire gives us warmth, if fire protects us, is there anything which is antithetical to fire? It can cause chaos, it can cause destruction, it can cause commotion. Social media is also like fire. Warmth, protection, it depends on how you use it. And it also comes with destruction, annihilation. I feel scared to use such words, but all of us know that if social media is for our protection, it can destroy us too. Do you agree? Do you agree? So my request to all beautiful girls sitting here is, use your content, usage, words. Words can create magic, isn't it? But magic can be good or bad, evil and beautiful. Isn't it? Everything is interconnected. It depends upon you. How you make the best possible use of it. Right? All of you are very wise. The idea behind this platform was in memory of a great, wise and beautiful student. Right? But the message which today's topic brings home is of quintessential importance. You should all know that you've been part of this event, but what are you carrying home? A message that social media should be used in a positive manner. Right? Rest, all of you were wonderful, and all of you are winners. And those who could not participate, I encourage you to please come forward. And if you're not able to speak on this platform or any other platform, try to put it in words. You can simply write. Oratory is related to rhetoric, and rhetoric takes us back to times of Plato, Aristotle, and great thinkers, which I'm sure some of you are well aware of. So it is not something which is found now. Rhetoric has been there, oratory has been there since ages to persuade people. So it could be in the form of writing or speaking. Influencers तो पता है आप सबको, influencer किसे कहते हैं? Everybody knows, right? These orators are also influencers. They were also influencers of those times. They would also influence people for one thing or the other in legal context, or I'm sure Pallavi ma'am would agree to that. So this influencing has been there since ages. So my dear girls, whatever you are doing, please make the best possible use of it. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Ms. Isha Manvi upon the stage to share her views on today's event.
Good afternoon, respected sister, teachers, and my fellow Martyrians. It's so amazing to say that back again after 5 years. And I never actually thought that becoming a part of such a prestigious competition would ever be a part of my bucket list, but here I am. And I strongly believe that this is one of those times when life just takes unexpected turns and gives you such magical moments to live through. I'm actually very nervous right now, so that just makes my respect for all the participants increase by tenfolds, because the courage to write such content and audition for it and just remembering it and then perfecting it by perfecting your body language to it. So it takes a lot of courage, and I hope you give yourselves a pat on the back for showing up for yourself, for your house, and for giving meaning to this competition. And all these experiences that you make for yourselves are going to be really helpful for you in the future. So, and as someone who is into content writing, I feel like it's very important to realize the kind of content we consume, as it plays a huge role in the way we think, we process our thought processes and everything. So even though doom scrolling can be 100 times more tempting, I just hope that at least out of 10 out of 2 times you can shift that energy into doing something more productive, like reading short articles or even watching YouTube videos that give you something productive to learn. It will help you a lot, and this is something that I've been learning and trying to inculcate in my day-to-day practices as well. So I just hope that you guys can have a more healthy and positive social media and internet presence. Thank you so much for having me here, and I hope you guys have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now call upon Dinah Sunil of class 11A to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, respected sisters, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, teachers, and my dear friends. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. A lot of effort has gone into making today a special day. First of all, I would like to thank our principal, Sister Stella, and all the sisters who have been a constant source of guidance and inspiration.
I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to our distinguished guests, Mrs. Prafulata Bhardwaj, mother of Anuradha Bhardwaj, and Miss Pallavi Bhardwaj, granddaughter-in-law of late Shri Hansraj Bhardwaj and Mrs. Prafulata Bhardwaj. My sincere thanks go out to our esteemed judges for the day, Mrs. Nidha Zahoor and Miss Isha Manvi, who took time out of their busy schedule and made this day a memorable one. I also take this opportunity to thank the organizing committee and all the teachers of the English department. I also wish to thank all the teachers who have worked tirelessly with their respective houses. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you once again.
Hello. Hello. Thank you so much. I can say the sister and the staff who is taking so much interest in this function, my daughter Anuradha Bhardwaj Oratorical Contest. My daughter Anuradha Bhardwaj was admitted, I think so, it was the year 65. And this school was the only school that we could find out for my girl, daughter. Because used to praise about this school, that very simplicity, good education, and bright children you will get there. At that time, there were 2, 3 schools, convent schools in Delhi. One was Carmel Convent, and after this presentation one, and that and that Mater Day. First, I admitted my daughter in Carmel Convent School because I used to there in police line near Ashoka Hotel. The school is just near the Ashoka Hotel. And after that we shifted to Bengali Market. Then I thought how I searched out the good school for my daughter. Then my friends supported me and I searched out this Mater Day school and I admitted her here. My daughter, I can say, very hardworking, very simple. Her slogan was simple living and high thinking. He, my husband, so much anxious to give the good education to the children. That's why I tried my best to give the good education to my children. Now you can see, and I can thanks again to the sister and the staff and the program office.
Thank you, ma'am.
announcement. Skating staybacks are cancelled due to the rains. humorous poetry competition, the first position goes to Esther United State from Tagore House. The second position goes to Zainab from Nehru House. House position. First position, Tagore House. Second position, Ashoka House. Third position, Nehru House. And fourth position, Gandhi House. I now request the audience to remain seated till the judges leave.